Just a heads up, this video is more of a lecture than a hands-on demonstration, so sit back and relax. Similar to ArrayList, another common question I receive is what about hash tables in C#? The answer is much the same as ArrayList. Hash tables are collections of key-value pairs. If you're unfamiliar with the term, think of hash tables exactly like dictionary objects. You have an object that serves as your relational reference for another object. An easier example might be a literal physical dictionary. You have a word, and that word has a definition. In this case, the word is the key, and the definition is the value. Thus, you end up with a key-value pair. On screen here, you see that we have an example of an array list that we previously worked on. Let's go ahead and let's add an example of a hash table. So as you can see here, a hash table is not strongly typed, just like an array list. Because of that, it suffers from the same drawbacks as an array list. Hash tables and array lists were part of C# when it was first created. At that point, generic data types didn't exist. As a developer, you were responsible for checking that your code handled things like protecting against accessing a data type that wasn't valid. For the most part, collection types that were replaced by the generic collection types were a one-to-one comparison. They simply made them take a generic data type and any instance of the collection was strongly typed. Remember, generic data types are how objects like lists and dictionaries are written. They can be instantiated with any data type you provide them, and prior to instantiation, their base code is written to handle whatever data type you ultimately may assign in a generic way, i.e. it's agnostic. I can create a list or dictionary of type int, string, float, char, or even a custom data type. Now, whereas array lists were replaced by lists, hash tables were replaced by dictionaries. You can see an example here how I might go ahead and create a dictionary. And in this case, my dictionary is strongly typed. It has a key of string and a value of int. An example of how that would work is I would add to my dictionary a key value pair, hence the KVP variable name here that I used. I would add a key value pair of a string, such as I want to do ages. And I might go ahead and put my age in here. I might go ahead and add somebody else's age, like Bob. If I wanted to go ahead and access Chris's age, I would go ahead and treat it just like any other collection. This right here would go ahead and return 99. Now, in the description of this video, I've included a link to a GitHub repo with an explanation on the different collection types and their replacement since Microsoft added generic data types. It also provides a similarly written description to what I've said about the deprecated collection types and why they are no longer used. I recommend reviewing it. Two collections that are also somewhat buzzwords in beginner computer science courses are queue and stack. Whereas ArrayList and hash table became list and dictionary, queue and stack simply were rewritten to use a generic data type. We'll talk more about queues and stacks in the next video.